Not only is it a brand new year, but it's also been basically 6 months since I started working on YouTube, and a few things have changed. Welcome back to Other Pixel Games. I'm James, and this is a quick update to the channel. In this update, we're going to talk about 3 different things. We're going to talk about the projects I'm working on, how the channel is going to look moving forward, and finally, to end with something fun, the game dev stuff I'm working on right now. So let's get right into it. When I started this channel last year, I talked about a handful of projects. There was the physical card game about the games industry, there were a variety of writing projects, and there was the Legend of Zelda-like. I'll talk about the Legend of Zelda-like a bit more later, but as for the first two, well, the card game will be really easy to talk about because I haven't done anything with it. I'm at a stage where I need to do playtesting, but I literally haven't had a chance to do that anywhere, so it's basically on hold and might be for some time. The writing projects, however, are a little more active. Since about when I started this channel, I've been posting 1 chapter a week on a website called Royal Road and on Patreon. I'm coming to the end of the first arc of the story I'm publishing, and I've got the second act written but not yet edited. All of that sort of thing takes a lot of time, so last year I was working more or less half the week on writing, but now I'm making game dev my priority. So I'll be looking for new ways to engage with my writing on a better schedule. If you're interested in reading my writing, check it out over at Royal Road or for a really low monthly cost on Patreon. I'll put the links in the description. So, the channel. Well, I'm scaling back a tiny bit. I want to focus more on game dev so that I can be building something genuinely cool, and the amount of time that I need to put into YouTube each week interferes with that. I want to try and stick to working 2 half days in YouTube and then 4 full days in game dev. Like I said before, I've even put all my writing stuff on the back burner and relegated it to a hobby for the time being. With 2 half days, I can write, record and edit a short, but it takes about twice that long to put together a regular length video. So continuing to do 2 shorts and 2 regular length videos a month is just a little bit outside of my capabilities. So what does that mean? Well, it means that I'll be able to continue to do 2 shorts each month, but I'll be going down to 1 regular video and splitting the work over 2 weeks, writing it in week 1, then recording and editing it in week 2. At the end of the day, it's really just a matter of priorities. I think that I can do the most by focusing in on the new game. That said, if I suddenly start getting a ton of subscribers and hit the YouTube partner requirements and start earning money over here, then those priorities may change. Alright, let's talk about the fun stuff, the game dev. Okay, we'll start with the less fun but still game dev. When I started the channel, I spoke about working on a Legend of Zelda-like game with multiplayer like It Takes Two. I had some really cool ideas about shared equipment and forcing you to have to make sure the right player is carrying the right gear, and while at some point that might be something I come back to because I maintain that that is a good idea, right now I'm not doing that. If I'm being honest, it's just a little bit beyond me. I spent my first year after Roll 7 closed trying on and off to learn code by following tutorials on how to make whole games and never really got anywhere. Then I spent the last 7-ish months doing game jams solo and learning by making little things one at a time, and while I'm definitely getting somewhere now, I'm just not at a high enough level that I can make something like a Zelda-like, let alone a multiplayer game. So instead, right now I'm working on something a bit smaller. Though to be honest, that's not saying much. Every time I start a project it's smaller than the last, and while I might eventually change my mind on this point, I think I'm finally hitting a point where it's a manageable size and complexity for me. What I'm currently working on is something I'm calling Project Page. Project Page, which will eventually have a totally different name, is a cozy pixel art bookshop simulator with romance options and a light story with fun minigames and interesting people. My original idea was very simple, an American mining town inspired by the town of Haven Springs in Life is Strange True Colors.
Welcome to Haven.
But the more I thought about it, the more I felt like I just didn't know enough about small town America. I wouldn't know the things that the people you meet would be going through, I wouldn't know what goes on in those towns. I'd be able to make a game that looked like Haven Springs, but not one that felt like it. So I started thinking about what I would know about, then skipped over that terrible mental image and settled on fantasy. Not quite my normal fantasy, nothing big or flashy, but just a slight twist. So the idea now is a bookshop simulator set in a small town somewhere of indeterminate location, where people who awaken special talents go for a year after they unlock their abilities in order to come to terms with those powers. My idea is that the player's character has awakened the ability to summon creatures or spirits or something, and over the course of the year that the game takes place in, you learn to use your abilities, put them to work in your store and help out around the town while meeting new people, romancing someone and deciding whether you want to stay in town or leave at the end of the year. Of course, all this could change, but that's where it is at the moment. As of writing this, I'm 3 weeks into making it and I have the most basic stuff done. The way I like to work is to create a full loop and expand out. So the first version of the game just has the shop and will eventually grow out from there, but let me show you where we're at right now. In the first week I built the AI architecture using the A-Star pathfinding system, the free version for now, but I can already see places where I want to use the pro version. I'm just waiting for a good opportunity to buy it, either when I get paid or when I see it on sale. Speaking of which, is it? Nope. I got it so that the NPCs spawn, they decide whether they want to shop, they look at bookshelves and decide whether to buy things, maybe buy more than one thing, then they'll go to the counter, pay and leave. I made it so that each NPC is coloured slightly different, and I got a full loop of the inventory working so that the bookshelves have an inventory of books that can run out, then you can buy more and restock the shelves. In the second week I focused on furniture placement, making it so that you can open and close the store and place bookshelves down, and it all still works with the systems made in the first week. I cleaned up the UI a little bit and it all still worked, which surprised me to be honest. I followed a tutorial series by Sunny Valley Studio on YouTube to get all this done because it was new to me, but of course I had to make changes because theirs was based on a 3D game and mine is of course 2D. Then week 3 I cleaned up the furniture system to allow you to buy furniture and give you an inventory, gave the player the ability to open and close the store, created a day-night week-long cycle, and then created a mortgage system to give you something to be working towards that charges you a lump sum of money every Monday. I threw together a basic main menu and a fail screen, and now there is technically an entire game loop. It's not the most fun game loop, but all the basic systems for the core loop of the game are there. And that's where we're at right now. I'm really excited about where this project might go. It finally seems like something I might be able to do, and with any luck I'll be able to get all the systems done in the first quarter of the year, then spend the rest of the year just getting in content. That was an update on the channel and the game. Thank you all for watching, I truly appreciate it. What I'd appreciate even more would be a like, comment and subscribe. And in case you're looking for something else game dev related to watch, why not try one of these 2 videos? The top one is a video about game genres that are secretly rock, paper, scissors, and the bottom one is a video YouTube thinks you'll like.